A disturbing story. It involves U.S. troops in Afghanistan. Charges alleging a rogue group of hashish-smoking U.S. soldiers killed Afghan civilians for sport, posed with their dead bodies, even collected human bones as souvenirs. Most disturbing of all, the facts are being laid out by the soldiers themselves. CNN has obtained the interrogation tapes of 4 of the soldiers involved. The U.S. military has charged 5 soldiers with premeditated murder. 7 more face charges of cover-up in the killings and illegal drug use. All of them members of the 5th Combat Striker Brigade based at Fort Lewis, Washington. And today, one of the accused scheduled to face his Article 32 pre-court-martial hearing. His name, Corporal Jeremy Morlock. And on the tape you're about to see and hear, Jeremy Morlock details how on patrol earlier this year and under command of Staff Sergeant Calvin Gibbs, also accused, he and others took an Afghan man from his home, stood him up, and killed him.
So what did you do? Explain everything.
We had this guy by his compound, and so Gibbs, walked him out and set him in place. Like, hey, stand here.
He was fully cooperating?
I mean, yeah.
Was he armed?
No, that's not what we were aware of.
So you pulled him out of his place?
He wasn't. I don't think he was inside. He was just kind of by his little area. And Gibbs set in a couple people. Like, he set off a little ways to pull some far side security. So, like I said, I don't even know where was going on.
Oh, that's what. Okay, I understand.
And then,
so you stood. Where did he stand him? Next to a wall?
Yeah, it's kind of next to a wall. It's where Gibbs could get like behind cover after the grenade went off, and then he kind of placed me Winfield off over here to have like a clean line of sight for this guy. And he pulled out one of his grenades, American grenade, popped it, throws the grenade, and then, tells me, Winfield, all right, dude, whack this guy, kill this guy.
Did you see him present any weapons, or was he aggressive at you at all? Did he?
No, not at all, nothing.
Okay.
He wasn't a threat.
Michael Waddington is Corporal Jeremy Morlock's civilian attorney.
I want you to tell me that this didn't happen, that this isn't true. Can you?
That 3 people were not killed?
That members of the U.S. military didn't go out and 3 Afghan civilians were killed for sport?
You have the, from what I understand, the case file. I mean, you know what the witnesses in that file say, and what they say in their videos. But that's what it sounds like.
What the Army says happened, according to the filing papers, 3 civilians were killed between January and May of this year. Morlock's attorney says his defense will lay out a scenario where his 22-year-old client was brain damaged from prior IED attacks, was heavily using prescription drugs and smoking hash, and was under the influence and even feared his commanding Staff Sergeant Gibbs. Gibbs' attorney has not returned calls to CNN. Other soldiers involved and charged also point to their fear of Calvin Gibbs and admit something else: smoking hash laced with opium almost on a daily basis. For example, this interrogation tape you're about to see, Corporal Emmett Cantal, charged with trying to interfere with a military investigation and drug abuse.
How long did the drug use in the unit continue?
The smoking hashish?
Hashish, yeah.
Probably up until about a week and a half ago.
All the way from the beginning of the deployment until now?
Yes.
Chronically? Was it consistently or what?
Bad days, stressful days that we just needed to escape.
The Pentagon will not comment on this case beyond the charges filed against these soldiers, but CNN has also learned the soldiers took photographs, described to us as looking like hunting trophies with their kills. And the Pentagon has ordered any attorney involved in this case to return those photographs to military investigators. As we told you, Corporal Jeremy Morlock will be the first to answer these charges in a court setting. His Article 32 hearing just about to get underway in Fort Lewis, Washington. CNN Special Investigations Unit producer Courtney Yeager is monitoring this case and joins us from Fort Lewis. Courtney, what is happening?
Hi, Drew. Today's hearing is going to look at evidence related to the charges against Corporal Jeremy Morlock. He's accused in the deaths of 3 Afghan civilians. The hearing is known as an Article 32 hearing, which is similar to a grand jury investigation. An investigating officer is going to look at the evidence and recommend whether this case should go to court-martial. This hearing is scheduled to last just 1 day.
All right, Courtney Yeager with us from Fort Lewis, Washington. Thanks, Courtney. Jerry Morlock's attorney says there is a much bigger story to tell here. A story, he says, of how higher-ups in Afghanistan had no idea this group of soldiers in the 5th Stryker Combat Brigade was smoking hash almost daily and even bragging about the killings they were conducting on patrol without any superior officers knowing about this. We will continue to follow this story both today and throughout the coming weeks.